This is Jimmy's podcast, season 10 on the podcast. We coming back for more. I bet you never thought we'd last, and neither did we. Breaking news, show reviews, rubber boots reacts, and other social media crap. And if nothing else, you know you're gonna have a laugh. You're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah, 'cause this is the podcast.
One of the most satisfying days of my year.
Oh, wow.
Today. Even though I'm at work, not just because I'm at work with you guys doing the Rubber Boots podcast, but today was garage cleanup day.
Oh, man.
And poop pickup day.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've talked about poop pickup day. Although it is disgusting and dehumanizing, it's also very satisfying because your yard feels clean and it feels like spring. And the garage, what I have to do, you know, my garage, do you have a garage? A garage?
No. Oh, at the county.
I have a garage.
Oh, you don't have one in the
Not in the city,
house?
no.
Oh,
You don't
so
have
you got a garage?
I have a garage, yes.
Yeah, so it accumulates a lot of stuff during the winter. It gets really dirty, and then I clean it really hard.
Nice.
Like I bleach.
You power wash?
Oh yeah, it's like it's like a Dateline episode.
Really?
It's like I killed my entire family, and now I'm cleaning it out. and then I put my simulator in the garage.
Oh, God.
You can do full swings now, right?
In the garage, I can do full swings.
Oh,
I can do
nice.
driver
So
swings.
where do you put the car?
The cars do not come inside from April. What is today?
April
13th until November 13th. The cars do not enter the garage.
So this is now full practice facility.
Yeah, it's full of. It's a facility now. So anyway, very, very satisfying. A lot of work, but
Oh, yes, the gun show.
very, very satisfying.
So
day.
if we just showed up at your house, could we like book a tea time on the simulator?
Yeah, you can. It's $27 per 15 minutes.
No, see,
per
it's
person.
I now know simulator costs. It's $20 an hour.
What a day! Like what a week it's going on. I know we speak to the entire country and some guy in Pittsburgh, but
and Finland.
By the way, we do have
Germany,
a listener in Tacoma. Someone reached out
Tacoma,
from
Washington.
all our
Tacoma,
Tacoma
Washington.
talk, and they said,
you know,
badmouth Tacoma.
You know what would
You
be
got a
nice?
listener.
Oh, were we badmouthing?
we were talking Tacoma.
Well, we
No, I
said
was there.
Lester
Okay,
there.
it was like,
so-
why would you go to Tacoma?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
We apologize.
Fantastic casino.
So what I would like this week is everybody write in. How do people write in with you? They do it on Reddit.
Oh, my
Hit the
God.
Twitter.
On the Twitter.
Twitter.
On the
yeah.
Twitter.
Everybody who's
Insta.
on the Twitter or the Instagram.
Or Instagram, yes.
Just
YouTube
send a
as well.
note
YouTube
to
as
say
well.
what town you're in. Now,
Okay.
you don't have to necessarily, if you're in, let's say, Ottawa, Toronto, we know you're there. But I want to hear all the Canadian towns.
Okay.
I want to hear all the American towns.
Americans.
I want to hear all the Finnish towns. Do we have anyone from any other countries? Now, I know there's a lot of listeners that are shy because we always joke about having the same people write in all the time, but yet we have thousands upon thousands of listeners.
Yes.
So I'm begging with you this time because we really want a geographic thing.
But if we don't get lots of messages, we know that you're hiding. That's you're just because you're shy.
It's not that you're not there.
It's 'cause you're shy.
We get Chewy Louie.
It's either
Edmonton,
gonna,
Andrew Arsenault, Halifax, or wherever the hell he's from.
it's gonna be an either really long listener mail segment or
Toronto.
a really short one. Hey, Ho has not been in
Aaron
the
Carolla.
Gold
Yeah,
Ball.
also Toronto.
Ho's been a little quieter these days.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
He's going through some stuff. I think. He's got
Oh,
I think his dad's not doing so
Oh,
well.
I'm sorry. So our hearts go out to Hope.
Yep.
That's the case.
Definitely.
We're thinking about you, Hope.
Definitely.
Yeah, but please write us in and just tell us where you listen from.
Yeah.
We want to, and then we'll read out the list of all the crazy names of all the towns,
Moscow, Russia. Putin, big fan.
I assume he needs something to distract himself with. My
What
God.
would you do if it was, say, I'm trying to think of who your girl is. Who's your girl right now?
My favorite.
Like, what's her, Daddario? What's from
Oh no.
her?
Well, I always get. I like the girl from Outer Banks, but apparently she's not age appropriate for me.
No, she's definitely not. You can't say her.
Well, that other.
But what if she was listening from the Outer Banks?
So good.
Do they film the Outer Banks in the Outer Banks?
I think they do.
The Outer Banks, is that Australia or is it like North Carolina?
It's like North Carolina.
Oh.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
I watched about 3 minutes of one of those episodes once.
It's fantastic.
It's not fantastic.
It's so good.
What was I going to talk about? Oh, the Masters podcast stuff. I have not listened to. How was it?
I listened to it.
Did you listen to it?
I did listen to it.
Oh, did you?
Yes. It was quite something.
Yeah. Well, no, but I want you to be frank with me. Was it terrible? Was it horrible?
I don't think it was terrible. I would say that as far as our if I were to rank the Masters pods of all time, it was like I mean the
Let's
best,
be honest, it was a little lacking.
It was the Queen one is the best one ever.
I felt it was when it was finished.
Yeah.
That we'd literally done nothing. Like that there was nothing good, nothing keepable, nothing really funny.
What you needed was a director
nothing.
or producer at the time. To keep you on
the
track.
Masters episodes, sometimes there's just the magic is there,
Yes.
and if it's a little off, it can go a little bit too sideways.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think that's what happened. I think it was just it was a bunch of the drunkenness, which is usually there, but not much.
I
else.
by the way, was stone sober as I always am. One Mick Ultra.
Yeah.
And Angry Bump I kind of enjoyed.
Yes.
Except did you I listened to about the first 10 minutes like the day you posted it, and like Angry Bump was just showing up with no reference that it was a character of Angry Bump. So it just sounded like Bump was angry.
From the top, you almost said it's angry.
Oh, I did?
Bump. Yeah.
Yeah, he said Angry Bump. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. You said it several times, actually.
And who did you take Mickelson in the pool that night?
I don't remember.
Someone told me that this was a listener.
Yeah.
Told me that we did like a little Masters pool.
Yeah.
And you took Mickelson.
Oh, he absolutely did.
I said Phil's gonna do it.
That was pretty impressive.
I took Mickelson.
It was probably it was very impressive considering neither one of you even joined our actual pool.
Yeah. Well, okay.
We had a lot. We're pretty busy down there. We're not just fooling
The funny
around.
thing is, we did maybe 12 pools
Yeah,
that day.
we had a lot of pools. We had a lot of bets.
And granted, your message to us was like at 1:53 a.m. saying, "Hey guys, don't forget deadline 7 a.m."
Yeah.
That was not the first message. I sent you previous messages, and that was the final reminder that in case you got up, you could see
we
it.
were hosting the Masters. So
Yes.
There was a lot going on. But
Anyway,
we were in a lot of pools.
Usually I get Puffy to apologize. I apologize if the Masters pod was not up to snuff. As you said, like it's a bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
When you have some guys who are in their Champagne Tuesdays in a room together, sometimes it's magic, and sometimes it's just a lot of guys talking over each other.
I have a question. Who was playing guitar? Was it
that
Grant?
was Bob Weeks.
Bob Weeks,
Oh,
Bob Weeks is a pretty good guitar player.
Yeah. And there's people are like, there's 12 people or whatever in our house. People are coming in and out of the room, and it's not exactly like we're in this 4 studio vibes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we have to figure out another plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think part of it also was there was times where you were talking to Bob and Bump was talking to Puffy.
Yes.
And it was just 2 separate conversations.
I would just tell you
and
right
I had to
now,
knock out most of them.
Besides, all of them just have zero cares that we're actually doing the podcast. They just
noticed.
actually... All it is basically is me pressing record on my phone and them acting exactly like they do all the other hours. It's not like, oh guys, let's be on the podcast now. They just keep on talking, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
So
But that is also how the original Masters podcast did come about.
was it, or were we at least conscious that we were doing a podcast?
James is onto something there. I think it's become too much of a we'll just turn the mics on and the magic will happen.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And so next year the producer will be
Have to be
in
there.
Augusta.
All right. Have to be
We're going to revamp the
I'll have
podcast.
to,
It's also comes maybe Tuesday we need to rethink
Yeah, I
because
agree.
there's the barbecue.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, and granted, I had a lot. Hayden and Dayton were down there.
Yes.
And I was trying to make sure their stay was good, and we were trying to get this documentary finished, and I was trying to get a written piece finished and up and everything, and so I was distracted. Anyway, I feel a little sheepish because I didn't feel like the Masters pod was up to snuff. And
That's fair.
People look forward to it so much
is fair.
that then I feel like we disappointed.
Well, the upside is we are nowhere near in jeopardy of getting fired or canceled this year because of that pod.
Well, there was a few things.
I think a few hit the
Again,
cutting food
this is why I said I haven't listened to it because
You're scared.
well, there was a couple things Buffy said. I was just like, oh my goodness. He went on about a 5-minute rant that I think you must have cut the entire thing.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff that he saved me. Hopefully he saved me. I did let it fly a little bit.
You did let it go.
While before we move on here, I just wanted to say, and the piece on Hayden and Dayton was outstanding.
Oh, thank you.
Great job.
Josh
Great job.
Hyman produced.
Yes.
Devin Burns shot it.
Acknowledge that because it was good. Really
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. A lot of good, got a lot of good people worked on this one. And you know what? It was you're more nervous. You're not nervous about how the audience is going to react. I'm more nervous about how the family.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because so this family, and again, I'll say it real quick for anyone who's just listening to the pod and listen, two young men who were the lone survivors of this horrific van crash in Texas last year that killed their entire golf team. And they had never told their story before. The New York Times came to them, CNN came to them, ESPN came to them, and they said no because they were going to do something with us. And so,
I only talked to Duthie.
no, not. It was more TSN, trust me. But it's just when someone puts their trust in you to tell the story right, and you still have to tell the details of the story, right? And I can't imagine what it's like for them to watch that on TV and hear the 911 call and see the accident scenes and see those shots of Dayton and Hayden again. Like, the families were unbelievable because I said, guys, if we're going to do this right, you're going to have to send me like the worst pics you have from the hospital, because that's the only way we can really convey to people what they went through.
Absolutely. 100%.
And they were fully on board in doing that. And
That's
so,
good.
and they were happy with it, and that's what made me happy.
I mean, the mere fact that they're playing golf less than a year later is amazing. Because one of them, who is it with almost lost his legs, right? I mean,
Dayton almost lost his legs.
I mean, that's incredible.
And you know what? Nicole told me this afterwards. Nicole, our fixer, Mr. Wolf, she was down at the Masters, of course, doing her usual excellent job. And when the kids came on the set, the dads were in our studio, and Nicole told me after that one of the dads, when the interview was on, started to cry. And the other dad sort of put his hand on his shoulder, and she said that, like he said, I just can't believe my kid's still here and he's at the Masters.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's pretty great, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're really, really good dudes. We got a chance to hang out with them a
We
bit.
played some serious cornhole. Did that make it onto the pod?
That did.
That did. Puffy's epic failure.
It was.
I choked.
It was something. I don't know if I conveyed it properly. That was sort of a spontaneous press record on the thing, but. You and Bump were playing against Dayton and Hayden. And Dayton and Hayden are athletes, right? They're pretty good at this.
But
So
they
are
were
Bump
getting
and
rattled
Puffy.
that we were hanging in there with them.
And then Puffy had to. Do you know cornhole? The rules of cornhole.
Well, all I know is he had to make the. I heard this part.
All he had to get it on the board.
Just on the board. That's it.
on the board. Like, he didn't have to get in the hole. Just throw it on the board.
Yeah.
And Puffy, you could see him melting. It's like, I can't do these moments like this.
I choked.
Wow, it really was. It was shocking.
Terrible.
Anyway, it was great to have those guys down here, and it was spectacular. Did I talk about on the podcast how I lost my luggage again?
No,
No, you didn't.
Oh,
No,
man.
I edited that part out due to Puffy's profanity.
Was that in there?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, so everybody knows the luggage stories. I was on like 4 out of 5 trips losing my luggage. It happened again on the way to Augusta. And it was funny because we were sitting at the luggage counter, and
You have your air tags on.
Bump and you were joking that, like, there's no way that it could happen again. And I checked my air tags, and sure it was at Pearson Airport. Now, maybe this is A-hole or A-OK, or is it Jimmy's fault or the luggage people's
I know
fault?
which side I'm on.
Here we go.
All right. So it turns out after I was, I never do like the Twitter rants, but I pondered briefly doing a little Air Canada thing. I couldn't do it because I hate when people complain about Air Canada when they're on great trips like the Masters. But it is ludicrous to lose your luggage 5 out of 6
5 or
times.
6 times. Is terrible.
And at this point, I was very much on Jimmy's side.
He was.
about a
Puffy
rant.
was like, "Go for it, man!
Light 'em up."
I was more going to do it. I was more going to do it comedically. I wasn't going to really go on one of those rants. But it turns out that my U.S. Customs took my luggage off the thing.
Oh.
So
It wasn't the airport.
It wasn't Air Canada. It was U.S. Customs. Now I don't understand why this happens.
Do you have your Hot Pockets again?
Notification? No
there
Hot
was
Pockets.
something.
Okay, I had my massage gun.
Oh my God, I was literally going to guess that.
What do you think? What do you think?
Why is that luggage vibrating?
So,
You idiots!
what? No, I asked to let this when I got there because he was the one who introduced me to the massage guns. I said, "Do you check your massage guns?" And he's like, "Yeah, I always do." Massage guns are a part of 2023 society.
You don't want the embarrassment of having it in your carry-on when you're doing
when you have it
security.
on a carry-on, you always have to. It always get. When the carry-on at Pearson goes either one way or the other. You're either going to get checked, or you don't get checked. If you have your massage gun in there, you're going to get checked. You're going to have the hassle of the extra 10 minutes simply because
the type of people that have massage guns.
No, because it looks.
Oh, yes, of course.
It looks like
It's a gun.
It looks like a gun.
Listen, let's face it.
But come on, there must be massage guns. 1 an hour's got to be going through there.
For sure.
So why did mine get lifted? Now, was it the massage gun, or I also had a dozen power bars, which apparently you're not supposed to bring into the States, but I didn't know that either. So I'm not
Contraband.
Sure. The U.S. Customs does not tell you. Anyway, my bag made it the next day. Everything was okay. But so my fault,
So
Customs
if they
fault.
pull it off, they don't let you know. You just don't have your luggage when you get there. That's kind of crazy.
Air Canada, and every airline.
That's your checked bag.
God bless them.
Yeah.
You call and they say, we're doing our finest efforts. Our team is on it, and nothing's happening. And there was a plane like 7 hours later. I was like, my bag has got to get on this plane. Doesn't get on the plane. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to have any of my stuff. I'm going to have to scramble for clothes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I remembered I had a friend with Air Canada. Her name's Kathy. I don't want to get her in trouble, so I won't say her last name, but I probably wouldn't get her in trouble. She went above and beyond to make a call to somebody who was actually working. That person went over to customs, found out my bag was off, somehow got it back on, and boom.
That's good.
If you don't know somebody, you're screwed. Going through the system is never going to work. And when would my bag have gotten back on there? I don't know. Days, weeks, who knows?
So it was one night that you didn't have your massage gun, correct?
Yeah, he was crazy.
So
you were tight.
Here's
You must
what
have been tight.
Here's what I want to know.
And I don't know if I
who in
ever
the
saw
house?
you use it.
Who in the house?
Oh, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
I don't think I
Buffy.
used it. No, I used it.
Do you want to be around for that?
Yeah, I do. I want to see him use it.
I used it in my private room.
My question is, who in the house was in charge of keeping Jimmy loose when the
We know everybody knows that's Puffy. It always is
I like
Puffy.
that.
Associate producer.
duties is assigned?
Or requested.
What was I going to say? I just remembered something else funny that happened. The first night we were there. So I was a little bit stressed about losing my luggage.
Of course.
We fly to Atlanta. We stay the night at just an Atlanta airport hotel, and then we drive to Augusta on Sunday.
Oh,
when we get
okay.
our house.
Didn't know that. Okay.
So that gets us in there, and we're doing hits Sunday afternoon.
What's the drive, by the way?
2
2 hours?
Well, it was
the-
longer than that, so we had bad traffic.
Yeah, there was a bad traffic accident. We got forced off the highway. So anyway, I was Puffy and Bump and the company were at the bar for quite a while. Jimmy,
No.
I was a little stressed about losing the luggage again. I was tired, so I went to bed like 11:30. I fell asleep, and I forgot to close my blinds, which I always do in a hotel, close my drapes. So when I woke up, there was a lot of light, and we said we were leaving the next morning at 8. And so I'm like, oh shit, I got to get going. And I got up and I went to the bathroom and I turned the shower on. I splashed cold water in my face like I always do in the morning. So brush my teeth. And I'm about to jump in the shower, and I always leave my watch on the counter, and I put my watch in just in case I get a few steps in the shower,
Nice.
get a little ahead of the game. And it was 1:15 in the morning.
Oh my God!
So the light from outside was just like street
Oh
lights.
my
So
God!
and now I was wide awake, like wide ass
Of
awake.
course.
And now I was lying thinking about my luggage. Are we really going to leave at 8? Is my luggage going to come? Is it not going to come? What am I going to wear? Am I going to have to wear Bob Weeks' clothes? All this kind of stuff. I'm going to wear Puffy's underwear.
Yep.
And I just lay there till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So I was a mess for a couple
Terrible.
of days. Have you ever had that where you've gotten up at the wrong time?
No.
And thought it was day, night, whatever?
I've had that where if you fall asleep and it's daylight outside, for a nap, and you wake up and it's dark and you don't know what decade it is.
Yeah,
I've had that happen, but
That's okay.
not to the point where I've had that on a Saturday once when I used to get up to do a morning show. So I got up at 3:30 in the morning, ran in the bathroom, got ready and everything, and on my way out, it's it's the wrong day.
I did that once.
But it's also the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Well, you got the
just
day
go
off,
to bed. Yeah,
right?
you go to bed. Right?
It is. I did that once too, where I thought I was going in for playoffs or something like that, and there was no game going on. Get on with the show. What did you? I read the missive today.
Oh, yeah, it's a good
read
one.
it on
Good
the way
one.
in because you were late for the pod, so I had time to read
I was strategically stuck in traffic.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes, all of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
So we'll start with this kid here who was playing video games and apparently accidentally butt dialed 911, and the following happened.
That was my bad. I was playing the game, and I butt dialed the phone. Okay. That was my bad. What? No. It's only me home.
Okay, so this was just an accident. You called 911. Did you say you killed 2 people or something like that?
Rainbow 16. I had my headset on.
Okay, how old are you?
17.
Where's your parents at?
Work.
Okay. Do you want me to talk to your mom?
Yeah, you can.
You're not in any trouble, man. If it's an accident...
Hey, is this Elijah's mom?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so what happened is, I guess he's saying that he was playing a video game, and in the process of accidentally calling 911, he said that he killed 2 people, but he was talking about on the game. So we thought that there was a double murder, so we showed up to your house with a bunch of us. That's why we're here talking to your son, okay? So there's nothing to be worried about.
A kid obviously butt dialed 911, but as he did it, he said, I just killed 2 people. He's obviously playing a video game. They they didn't actually send a SWAT team to his house, I guess, but quite a few police officers.
Do you think they had a doubt that it was actually real? Because it wasn't the...
I wonder, because I'm guessing he wasn't responding to them probably directly. So
Probably the person on the phone probably just heard I killed 2 people and then a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
yes.
So what was your question? Is he
really lucky or is he really unlucky because he had the butt dial?
I think he's really lucky. I think, quite frankly, the response could have been a lot more significant, and never mind him being scared out of his pants. I mean, listen, you get somebody coming into your house, guns drawn, potentially tough guy. And listen, I'll say it as well, black kid. That in the U.S., that's he's very, very lucky. The response wasn't.
I thought the police from just that video handled it really well.
Absolutely,
like there was no aggressiveness right away.
No.
You could tell,
and there usually is in those. Like you've had those horrific swatting stories where they send someone to the wrong house. The person has no idea what they're doing, and the police open fire.
Like the kid came out right away, said it's an accident.
Yeah,
the officer's like, okay, it's an accident. And they figured it out pretty fast.
Do you think that any chance the kid did as a prank?
No.
That is
he looked terrified.
It is an unbelievable coincidence.
Yeah, butt dial 911.
Hey, listen, I've done it. I've accidentally dialed 911.
So have I.
So, yes.
That's the reason I actually brought this up.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, and this was before you had you didn't have to punch in the number for the area code. You could just punch in the local number. So I had a friend whose phone number was 8911, and I must have not hit the 8 correctly. Just hit 911, and it started dialing. And as soon as they said 911, what's your emergency? I hung up the phone. I was like 8 years old or something.
Yeah.
They call right back, and then I explained what happened, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And
the iPhones have something like I've numerous times butt dialed like an emergency call thing. So they have something where you don't have to dial 911 on the iPhone. I don't even know how to do it, but I do it by mistake.
And
sometimes.
I also think it would work even if you don't have like a payment plan or anything like that. I think it's just something.
Right, and you get this SOS thing, and I quickly go, I quickly cancel it or whatever. But is that a call? Is that a call?
No, you're not making a call yet. That's just the screen that comes up for an emergency call.
But in my case, I mean, this was a couple of years ago during the height of the pandemic, and I was riding my bike in the neighborhood, and somehow I hit 911. And I was like, oh, my God. So I stopped it before I got through, but then they called me back. So did you dial 911? I said, no, I'm sorry. It was an accident. Riding my bike, that's it. And that's all came of it. But it can happen.
Maybe you just hit the voice activation and you were saying 911 is a joke.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, the Public Enemy song.
I don't know.
Or somebody call 911. Shorty fire burning on the dance floor.
That's believable. See, for mine, though, I just felt it was a little terrifying after because, they call, let's say you were in trouble, you called 911, you have to hang up. They call back and, the kidnapper or whoever's in the house is like, oh, no, nothing happened. Nothing going on here.
Well, I had a thing where when Barrett was really young, he had a febrile seizure. We had no idea what it was. So we thought he was dead.
Well, that's terrifying.
So
how old was he?
Probably 15, 16 months.
Oh, my goodness.
So I called 911. I obviously did get through, but they didn't pick up. I didn't get an answer. And so we just went to the hospital. And then I dropped him off. He went in. He was fine. And then I went back to get our clothes. None of us had shoes or anything. So I went back to the house. And when I went back to the house, the cops were there. And then they wanted to see in the house and stuff. And I was all pissed because I'm like,
you don't have time for that at that point as well.
What is a febrile seizure?
It's if a fever gets too high on young kids, they can go and they can seize. And they said that the most dangerous part about it is actually the parent's reaction.
Of course.
Because
we're also paranoid,
yeah,
especially
no
with your
idea
first
what
child.
Yeah,
of
we
course.
thought I thought he was dead.
Right.
Like you're looking in the car and he's like breathing into his mouth. I was like, holy crap. But,
Oh my goodness.
but,
That would,
but it
That's
was
a
so
long drive to
scary.
the hospital.
that's
Well, it wasn't
terrifying.
when I was flying. I was going over sidewalks. It was there. I probably could have killed people on the way over.
Well,
Like, it was
bodies
super,
are flying
It was
up.
super dangerous, but we got him there.
I can remember Jared having a fever that went out of control, but it never got scary like that. But he started to like hallucinate, and it's almost like a scene like with the devil.
Yeah.
Like he started to laugh, but satanically.
Really?
He was like,
No. How old was he?
he was maybe 4, and I was freaking the hell out because I thought literally I had Satan in my head.
Yeah, the devil spawned.
Oh, the eyes
Oh,
were going,
God.
oh my God, because he just had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
He was like
Wow.
running 103 or
Freaked
something
out.
like that.
Fast forward to the dead rabbits in the back there.
You know what I mean?
True.
That's how it happened.
All right. Overdrive had an interesting debate. Basically, whether you would rather sleep in a cold room or in a warm one.
I can't function in a home, and it's a sticking point with me and my wife. I need it like Brad McCrimmon, Saskatchewan, open the window in the middle of December. I need it. I cannot sleep.
Yeah, see, I hate having a cold house, personally.
What?
Like, I just want a room
Not a cold
temperature.
house, but a cold bed. Like, when they say cool is the other side of the pillow, I want that pillow to turn over, and I want to see some snowflakes coming off of it.
Team Hayes was with the warm room, cold room. Team O-Dog. Who do you guys got?
I'm warm. Warm room.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I am definitely Team O-Dog.
Yes.
Colder the better.
Cold all
Cold,
the way.
yes.
And this was a thing in our relationship because Brooksy liked it warm for the longest time. And I think she's changed because we would go to a hotel.
Yeah.
And she would always put it up to like 77.
Really?
Yeah.
What? That's
and
crazy.
I wanted it at like 69.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's 68.
That was no
69.
intention, really. Like
Yeah.
70, 69, somewhere
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
And, but I don't know. She's sort of coming around my way now. She always wants fans on and stuff. But that was a major problem before.
Yeah.
The way I see it, you can always cover yourself, make yourself warmer.
Yeah, like I
That's
like to
true.
be
You can't
at
have
freezing and then get
What-
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what's your go-to room temperature in a hotel, or I guess at your house? But it's easier to
probably
check in a hotel.
66,
You're
67.
Oh, yeah, that's a little.
Ooh, that's cold.
Yeah, I like it cold.
Yeah.
21. I
Yeah,
I
we're-
don't know
this is a little over
Fahrenheit,
room
so-
temperature. Yeah.
21 would be.
I can do that.
Probably around that.
Double it and add 30. That's
Like my parents, their
72.
house is 24, so I figure mine's cooler than most people's. But
24 is warm.
yeah, 24 is warm.
24 is warm.
This has been Temperature Talk on the Rubber Boots Podcast.
Okay, so this is something I found on Reddit here. And it's a story about a guy who decided to be a nice surprise for his girlfriend and her family if he learned her family's native language that they used in South Africa.
Okay.
What is the language there? I didn't know.
There's probably lots of languages in South
I
Africa.
think
There
there's
probably are.
Well, obviously, there's Native African tribes.
I would presume it's like some sort of native language.
Yeah, I would think so. Sorry.
what's
You think
it's-
this guy did something stupid? He could have just learned English.
Well,
No, I
think-
was just
well,
like,
I'm like, yeah.
I was just wondering. Like, I didn't know they had like I guess a version of French in Canada.
He's such just a white.
You
Canadian
did not
guy.
know that.
But Nelson Mandela didn't grow up speaking English, did he? Could we Google this?
I'm assuming
Oh,
he did.
Jesus.
No, he probably spoke some African language. We are so dumb.
I'll guess Swahili.
South
but
Africans speak
Swahili would
English.
seem like a
pretty
common one.
Pretty
That would be
common
a good
is.
guess. That's what
That's
I'd
what
say
I'm
on,
saying.
if I was on Jeopardy.
What's
I'd say Swahili.
What's Swahili?
It's what they
So
speak in
it's a-
South
it's a-
Africa.
it's a- well,
the
it's-
Swahilians.
Jeez, this is probably getting edited out.
All right.
The Swahili is.
I don't
Okay,
think we're
so
doing
I
anything
got-
wrong. We're just a little
No,
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Nelson Mandela spoke fluent Xhosa.
There
I
you
believe
go.
is how you would pronounce it.
There you go.
Xhosa.
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 Yeah.
I don't know if
I would think that most South Africans would speak multiple languages. They'd speak English
listen,
and
whatever
Well,
your
would-
native
and then
thing
sure,
was.
Would
yeah.
you
sure.
think most Canadians speak multiple languages?
No.
no, well, but French
No.
and English. So like,
In Europe, there's
But yeah, but I'm
5
saying,
languages,
would
no
you think-
problem.
Would you
A
say?
lot of immigrants too, so you know, they
Yes.
speak English and whatever.
they're not all like just one language folks
Yeah.
like you, dumbasses.
Holding the rest of us
So
back, holding the country
what
back.
percentage of Canadians do you think speak multiple languages?
I would say that the number 2 language in Canada is probably French. Mandarin probably might be number 3.
Okay.
We have a lot of Asian Canadians.
Out west, especially. I think.
We have a lot of Indian Canadians. People who speak Italian.
Oh, yeah.
People who speak Spanish. Portuguese. My housekeeper, Dulcie, she speaks Portuguese.
Nice.
Mr. James, see, everybody who speaks a different language in my mind speaks in that high voice. She sounded like Louis Oosthuizen. Dulcie, and here's Louis Oosthuizen. I made the birdie on 17 and 18. And here's Dulcie.
They all sound like Emilio.
Emilio.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're longing to bring Emilio back.
So anyway, this guy in South Africa.
Mr. Rod Baby. No, see, Emilio spoke lower. Mr. Rod Baby.
Let's not rush. Let's not rush this convo. All right. So basically, this guy's learning this language to impress his girlfriend and her family. However, it starts to backfire when she's talking on the phone with someone back home.
Okay.
And he starts to pick up on a couple of things. So these are the things he deduces. My girlfriend is planning to surprise me on my birthday by reuniting with her high school metal band and putting on a show for me. So that's kind of nice.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Hopefully he's into metal, but
So
nice
is
thought.
he? Sorry, he's learned South African. Where is he hearing these conversations?
He's just in the house. He's overhearing her talk to someone.
Right. Okay.
But she has no idea he understands what he's saying. Second one, my girlfriend wants to get a tattoo of literally all the Harry Potter spells on her back, but she doesn't know how to tell me because she's afraid I'll talk her out of it.
A bit weird, but
That's
sure.
a little strange, but I guess if you're really into the movies, I mean, could be worse.
Would the tattoos be in English or South African?
Or
Harry Potter.
Or
I don't know. What's the language in Harry Potter?
Probably English.
We'll have to give that a Google later. My girlfriend casually mentioned that one of the unexpected differences between her glasses and her contacts is that when she's on her knees looking up at me, my penis looks much bigger compared to what it looks like through her contact lenses. This is why she keeps her glasses on during sex. And then in parentheses, ouch.
Is this true?
Now, why would that work for her? If you obviously know it's just an illusion,
Hey, it's an illusion that she can use.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to be fired up about things.
Yeah, she wants to be excited about the
She's
size.
less fired
that?
up from the contact.
She's a size queen. That's what they call them.
Size queens?
Size
Is that
queen.
a term?
Really?
It is a term.
A size queen? It means that they
like size.
They
They
like
like a
matters.
lot. Yeah, it matters to them.
Season 10, episode 10. Size queen.
I hope she's not a size queen.
Oh my god!
Don't call it size queen, because then I have to tweet out the title, and now I get
No.
Kenny Bolden's going, what's this about?
Okay.
Size
A lust for measurement. My girlfriend is convinced that my parents are swingers because apparently there are always attractive couples hanging around at my mom and dad's house whenever we visit.
Fair enough.
That was like Jimmy back in his
Angus Glenn
Angus
days.
Glenn days.
Damn straight.
Maybe that's where they live.
I think that's a little far fetched. Why couldn't they be human traffickers? Come on. I'm just kidding.
More likely.
I don't know where the edits end and where the segments start.
See, and you make fun of the Masters podcast. Maybe it's you that's the problem.
You're the problem.
I don't think I said anything bad.
Too sensitive.
My girlfriend secretly finished watching the entire series of Better Call Saul without me, even though we agreed to watch it together. Now she's
Brooksy's
pretending to
done
have
that.
No idea.
She's done that.
listen,
I've done that too, where you fake. So when you go back to watch it together and you fake that you haven't watched it. I've done that.
See, I would never do that because I can't stand watching something again.
Yeah, I did it with.
drive me nuts.
I don't know what I did it with. Maybe like Breaking Bad or something, where I just couldn't wait, and Brooksy was on to something else, and then I had to fake it.
Did you were you like, oh this
my
is so
God,
good.
he's dead.
This is so unexpected. So finishing off here, my girlfriend is now thinking about canceling the high school medal reunion because she no longer thinks it's appropriate to team up with two of her exes as the original members of the band.
You know what I'm going to say? This girlfriend sounds pretty legit. Like
She's considerate.
you could have heard much worse stuff than that.
Absolutely.
Okay,
for
maybe
sure.
the penis thing's a little bit disconcerting.
Yeah.
But
No, but she still seems to be getting the most out of it.
I don't think it's
Yes,
disconcerting at all. I think it's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
and maybe it goes from like very large to just large.
It explains Tanya's goggles use.
She uses a
microscope.
a swimming mask,
Not so concerned with how it
full
looks
diving
as how it
mask, and
feels.
snorkel.
Oh,
So
my
you guys
God.
think the penis thing's the worst one out of all of them?
I would be slightly concerned that she dated two guys in her band.
A heavy metal band too. That probably, probably a lot of stuff going on there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything to worry about. I really don't.
There might have been some overlap.
I think it's a credit to her that she's using the glasses. Good for her.
Yeah.
So now, should he ever come clean about this? Should he say he knows any of it?
No, never.
Well, you know
Because
what?
I was thinking the ultimate thing would be in whatever language this is, to turn to her and be like, let's go over to my parents' house. They're having a party. Bring your glasses.
In her native tongue?
Mm-hmm. I think the ultimate payoff is the wedding, because I'm sure that he's going to make a speech in that language.
Yes.
And all the time she's sitting there going, oh, this is so beautiful. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He understood everything I said for the last 6 months.
Right.
Instead of a ring, he gets her a pair of glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And what about that honeymoon night, wedding night? How's that going to go?
I think we all know.
Stress-free.
That couple seems to be doing a lot of stuff like in the daylight. Like
What do you
just
mean?
the whole glasses.
Well, they're young.
What do you mean?
There's more to see.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
Well, when you don't have the kids, Jimmy, you can do it whenever.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't
Just-
happen much anymore.
You have adults walking around your house
I
all
know,
the
it's a
time.
little-
You got to
it's
find
weird.
opportunities.
You're at the point where all your kids have mates. I mean,
They do. Yeah.
So we'll finish
You
off.
know what's funny?
We'll just keep on going.
When I was when you're young, and you have a lady friend or guy friend, whatever it may be, over at your house, and you're terrified about your parents coming downstairs or whatever.
For sure.
Right? Terrified.
Yeah.
But now when I'm the parent, that's the last thing I want to do is
walk in.
catch them.
Of course.
Like I will go out of my way
to make noise.
Which now I wonder, were my parents doing the same? I don't
Probably.
think so, because my parents were a different generation. They were like the 50s, they're very conservative parents.
The hose.
So I don't.
So your parents wouldn't have wanted you to be having the sex, where you're completely fine with it.
where you encourage it.
Now I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I'm regretting that I brought this up because I'm just saying.
You're not like Dregs leaving the condom bowl, but you're pretty cool.
I just don't want to know about it.
Okay.
Okay.
But
I think they're all waiting till marriage.
But
Sounds about
do
right.
you not want to know about it, but sort of know about it in the way where when they're like texting you, like, what time will you be home?
Yeah, I would tell them exactly what time I would be home. There's going to be no surprises.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, finito. I'm going home at 10 o'clock.
But it's good. The kids are all in stable relationships.
Yeah, it's all good. It's not like they're sneaking home strangers.
Strange dudes
right?
coming in.
That would be weird.
That wouldn't be cool.
Yes.
Hey, you don't want that. What you do want is an installment of the Gold Bar League.
Nice.
Nice.
I love gold, and so do you. Do 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 do, do do do. Join the Gold Bar League, and you can have some too. Do 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 do, do 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 do. It's the Gold Bar League. Come on and join the Gold Bar League.
Do I?
Well, I don't know, Jimmy. If you ever choose to participate,
This feels
again.
like a dressing down.
But
to
wait
the
a second.
time.
So I forgot to do the Masters pool. I think I may have forgotten one of the Gold Bar leagues. There's no way I only have how many
Hey, you're
weeks
not
have
even
we-
paying attention. Once again, how we're doing it this year.
Oh.
You get bars based where
so
you
I don't
finish
have
every
7.
week.
I don't have 7 games right out of like the 50
No,
games.
you probably
we
have
predicted.
less. But I gave you 7 bars anyway.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Okay, so
No problem.
I was worried that I only had 7 bets right, and
No,
it
no,
seems
that's
like
not
there's
how it
20
works.
bets a week. And I mean, I'm literally filling them out in 2 seconds without even thinking, so I should get 50% of them right.
Wow.
Well,
I guess that's fair.
you're batting a little less than that, but for
But
an overall
you're
up
winning.
to
Are you
here-
still winning the?
I am. We will get to that.
I think Bump said you were winning last
I
week.
was
when he
winning
did. See,
last week.
remember
I am
that, too.
currently tied with Bob Weeks at the top of our division.
He's good at this stuff.
Did the listeners respond at all to Angry Bump or the return of Emotional Bump? Was there any feedback?
I'll tell you this much: the silence after the Masters episode was a little deafening. That's how I knew it wasn't a great episode.
Not even.
Because usually, there was one person that wrote in.
Snake Bites Pete didn't even jump in.
No, there was one person who wrote something to the effect of, "This is the most energy Bump's ever had on a podcast" or something, and
Okay.
I just didn't want to encourage it. So
Okay, so there's
I
one.
didn't bring that up.
Nice.
There's
Good
one
job, Bump.
we have feedback. One piece of feedback. Okay.
So there was one piece. That was it. Speaking of the Masters, we'll get to our Masters pool result here. So congrats to Smith32 for winning our second major, the Masters pool. They will now join Take Lester and Stoff Golfing, who won the bracket challenge in the Platinum League. So 2 people in the Platinum League already. even though they clinched their berths into the Platinum League, continue collecting gold bars because how many you have will factor in when comes time for the Platinum League. Congrats to Huller Time and Marcus McCarthy. They finished second and third, getting 10 and 7 gold bars respectively. And now on to the talent. Carlo won the whole thing, minus 29, so he gets 14 bars.
Who did he have Koepka or Mickelson?
I don't have our things here, but more than likely, yes.
Like this would have been the one week I should have won.
I think I was expecting you to do really well here. Instead, I finished second with minus 28, Weeksy third, minus 27, Cause minus 8, AK plus 4.
Whoa, AK, that's brutal.
Well, he still got 3 bars.
What we finished with at even. We should have been.
You finished with 80s all across, so you are way below. Lester finished with plus 48.
Plus 48.
Also, he collected 2 bars. That's 2 bars it's worth.
For plus 48.
What did he take? Larry Mize?
I took. You know what? I took Koepka. I took Koepka. I took Mickelson.
How then? You plus 48.
A couple other people I can't remember.
If you have some guys that missed the cut, you're going to get punished for it.
Yes.
Maybe
you get
maybe for Lester, Stoff used the modified Stableford scoring system.
I had Rory and I had Tiger.
Yeah. That's rough.
Jimmy Puffy Bump did not finish, did not receive bars.
We were like Tiger. We pulled out. Yeah. We're heroes, and we pulled out when we knew we couldn't win.
He started limping around when you could win.
Yeah.
Wow.
Updated GBL standings. So at top, Smith 32 with 21 bars, Shower Thoughts with 17, Take Lester and Stav Golfing 14, Huller Time 13, Marcus McCarthy 11, Andrew Arsenault with 9, so he's in 6th.
Nice.
And we got a 3-way tie for 7th and an 8-way tie for 10th. So be on the lookout for this week's props. You can still move up. Be on the lookout for this week's hockey pool that we'll be having.
Nice.
It'll be a first round only hockey pool.
Oh, I love it.
And that's going to be our 3rd major.
Nice. I'm going to enter that one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Feels
and
right.
the updated talent standings. Bob Weeks 33. Stoff 33.
Wow.
Duthie is shrinking, which is AK's new name that he's very proud of. So Duthie is shrinking with 18. 4th Puffy with 17, so one behind.
Loser. I don't even think I'm filling things out.
Dude,
Jimmy, I didn't get to you yet.
You're not there yet.
Oh, I thought you said
Jimmy is shrinking is the name of AK's entry.
Damn it.
Jimmy 7, so you're 10 behind Puffy.
Oh,
you're
God.
likely going to be in the first up division next year, which is led by Carlo with 33, Cause 28, Bump 24, and
Big fan of that shit.
Lester.
I think in like 5 years, the entire first up division will be in the
Be us.
Actually, I'm lucky.
We'll have some listeners up in the talent
Yeah,
division.
the talent division will be Snack Bite Speed, Chewy Louie, Arsenault, Shower, Shower Thoughts?
curtains.
Shower, that's wow.
Shower thoughts, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, week 4 props up this Saturday. The first round pool is coming this week as well, so be on the lookout. And plus, Ricky Schmidt's doing a hockey pool that you finished second in last year.
Damn, that's
and
right.
she's
I did.
inviting us back in, and also all the listeners that they want. So we'll tweak that out. Hers is a bracket style pool, so it's not the same as what we're doing.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. And
Ricky is, we've mentioned her before, longtime listener, and we love Ricky, so participate in her pool if you can. Are we done? I was going to say,
We better be.
Well, Mac Alpine. Is Mac Alpine doing well? Because in the pool,
there is a Mac Alpine.
Yes. So I had to turn in my navigator. Pete needed to show it to somebody or something. I don't know. He didn't have another one around, but anyway, I don't question Pete. McAlpine Ford, just minutes north of 407. So I got an F-150 for a couple of days.
Oh, you big dog.
And I pulled into the driveway today, and Brooksy looked at me like she hadn't looked at me in years.
Oh, yeah.
She said, "Now that's a real man's vehicle."
Wow. Wow.
So let's just say I'm going to be hustling home from work tonight in my F-150.
Yeah.
I've never driven a truck before, but I do, there is a little bit of, I can see where it drags. I don't have the brass balls hanging from the back like Greg's did. But I get it. I sort of get the rural trucker, I'm a man feel.
It's going to be hilarious.
Is yours a hybrid?
I don't know.
What color is it? What color is it?
Electric. I just press on and I drive it.
What color is it?
It's gray, I think.
Yeah.
I just got it today.
So Mac Alpine, 2 gold bars in 41st.
There you
Tied
go.
for
Mac
41st.
Alpine.
So if anyone wants to know where you are, goldbarleague.com, and you can also Arsenal put it that you can search your name there.
Okay.
As long as you got a gold bar, you'll be there.
So when do we do our next picks? What's the date that it comes out at?
It will be before the playoffs start. So I'm assuming the
Saturday?
beginning of the playoffs will be the deadline.
So this would have
Monday.
been. This was our playoff preview episode, eh?
Wow.
Yes, cup winners.
As we went extensively. Let's do cup winners so then we can call it playoff preview episode, and everybody will tune in for their pools, and then they'll 50
I
minutes
like
of all the
Sidney
other crap.
Crosby and Ovechkin.
I'm going to pick to win the Stanley Cup.
Okay, let me see. I want to see the divisions.
Could you go first, Lester, so I have a chance to think about it?
Montreal.
No, they're outs. All right.
This is good radio.
Okay.
Look,
I'm going to put this out there. Do I 100% believe it? But I don't know. I just got a feeling that if they get the right draw, Edmonton Oilers.
You know, that's not a bad guess. Look, the Boston Bruins, why don't we do it this way? Let's not pick the Boston Bruins because they had
you
a
gotta go with
historic
the field.
year.
I wasn't going to pick that.
And the Bruins have had an incredible season, and they're the favorites to win the Stanley Cup. But stuff happens in hockey. So let's say a non-Boston Bruins selection to win the Stanley Cup. It's a great one, the Edmonton Oilers. They look really good right now.
16-2-1 since the trade
They
deadline.
look amazing. I am going to say the New York Rangers.
Wow.
What a Rangers.
Just like a lot of things about that hockey team right now. And if Boston gets upset somewhere along the way, or your Leafs knock them out puffy, or that I think the New York Rangers.
That makes me happy because as a Habs fan, the 2 gentlemen that are running the ship right now, Gorton and Hughes, or at least Gorton had a substantial hand in that team.
he did.
So that gives you pride?
It gives me hope for my team.
That
So we got the right guys.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't been to a cup final in like 2 seasons. I feel for you. My pick is it's going to be 30 years later. L.A., Toronto, Stanley Cup final.
L.A.
Gretzky's revenge. We win it.
Oh, that's really
On an Austin Matthews high stick and then scores.
Wouldn't that be a Gilmore's revenge?
That's going to be Austin.
You know, I will say this. The Los Angeles Kings are going to be an under-the-radar team because everyone's going to think Oilers, Colorado out west. And LA's been right there all season long.
And well-constructed.
Yeah, they got a good team.
I'm going to go Leafs Avalanche in the final.
Wow. And who's winning?
I got to go with the Leafs.
Okay.
I'm going to go Rangers over the... Boy, if the Oilers get to the final, I think they're going to win the Cup. I think McDavid will be unstoppable. So I can't pick Rangers over the Oilers because that wouldn't make sense. But I'll do it anyway. Okay, Rangers over Oilers. Who do you got Oilers over?
Oilers over...
Bruins?
Well, you know, take the
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
your own rule.
He didn't take him to win. He didn't take him to win, so he can take him to the final.
Or you know what? I guess I don't want to say Leafs because I just don't. I don't want to put that out there.
If the Oilers and Leafs make it to the Cup final.
Okay. Let's say Rangers. Let's say Rangers. I'll say Rangers.
Okay, so we just flipped ours. And you guys both
LA,
predicted. All right, so that concludes our Stanley Cup Playoff Preview Edition, an hour-long worth of in-depth analysis into every single team, all 16 teams, and all the matchups, right?
There's 16 teams?
There's a play-in round now, too,
Is there
isn't
a
there?
play-in
I
round?
think there's a play-in round.
Do you guys like the play in basketball? Because
No,
actually, it's grown on me.
Freaking horrible
Okay,
basketball.
We got to go.
All the
and
games are
this is going to be dated by the time the pod comes out, but I really want to throw it at you guys because I thought about it a lot this morning. DeMar DeRozan's daughter screaming as the Raptors tossed free throws to some effectiveness, apparently, because they shot.
Haven't been great with free throws.
I know, but 50% is an embarrassment in a game like that.
Yes, it is.
I am really torn about how I feel about this between, hey, it worked, do whatever you can, she wants daddy to go on, that's amazing, to that is so annoying, and if my child did that, I would tell them to stop so quickly.
Yes, me too. Me
but
too.
That happens at a lot of games,
Look,
though.
and I would say this is like a 10-year-old girl or 12-year-old girl.
10-year-old.
Grown-ass men have done idiotic things behind basketball nets for as long as eternity has happened. So I'm not singling out her that way. But just this piercingness of the scream.
They turned her up, though, on TV, right? Like,
What do you mean?
I don't think that was just getting picked up on the mic.
No, they didn't.
I don't think
because
so.
I heard it for the first 5 and said, "What's going on?" I'm telling you, I heard it all the early free throws. I'm going until they started bringing it up.
Let me say this. I agree with you. I mean, if I was the mother, I'm like, okay, stop that. Because and I think number one,
After a while, yes,
after a
of
while,
course.
I think for two reasons. Number one, it's annoying, and number two, your father's a professional basketball player. We shouldn't be putting you in that position.
But it's even more
That's
so
what
the
I think,
courtesy of the
right?
people around
But
you.
she's being treated as a hero, right?
Which is, I mean, again, that's
whatever.
That's
Let
the
her
world
have
we
it.
live
She's
in.
a kid.
I'm
It's a
with
cute
you.
little
No,
thing.
like I
It
said,
wasn't in the game.
I'm with you, and I felt equally that way. I don't think I'd let my child do it, but whatever. They won the game, and
They had a
Good for
19-point
DeMar and his
lead.
daughter.
She didn't
Yeah,
win.
yeah,
She didn't win them the game. They
she's
blew
our
leads
hero.
all-
it's more. It's an embarrassment to the Raptors more than
100%.
more than anything else.
They blew it.
That's all.
DeMar did say she will not be in Miami.
Yes.
She's only 'cause she
sorry,
goes to school.
what's the one college where they have literally people like come out in costumes and shit?
Yeah, I
Those
don't
kids
know.
are still making the shots.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so
Can't use that as an excuse.
no. Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for listening to our Stanley Cup playoff preview, and we'll see you next week for our mid-first round.
Oh, it's gonna be
Early
exciting.
first round
If
playoffs.
the Leafs are out in the first round,
Unless we don't do one next week, and that way we'll see you in the Stanley Cup final.
See you in LA.
How are you? I got a question that I really want to ask you. Wait. Don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? The dunk tank at the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up, please. Somebody. Hey? Anyone?